Basically, this is a complementary presentation to what my colleague Florian presented earlier. It's another way to assist you in writing competitive proposals, but it addresses this objective from another perspective, and basically is driven by a question that pops up. If we have all these rules, why all proposals are not perfect? Why they are not all excellent? So what we have done is we are gathering all the reviews of the submitted proposals, and we try to categorize, identify, and harmonize, if you want, the main criticisms, the main oversights that the reviewers have identified, and we are trying to group them in categories based on how many times, which are the most frequently seen mistakes, or not mistakes, oversights, and oversights that actually caused significant grades. Because as I said in my first presentation, we expect this open call to be competitive. So we are talking about this 0.5 to 1 grade that makes the difference between a high quality competitive proposal to an actually funded proposal. This is the objective of this presentation, and of course, this presentation is available through the site. I'm saying that because I'm not going to get into the details, because I would suggest that you download this presentation and you go through it step by step. We have grouped the observations from our reviewers, of course, in the 3 main categories: graded, excellence, impact, work plan. And just a comment in each one of these categories. In excellence, we have seen the fewer numbers, let's say, of criticism, to be honest. And basically, an overall comment would be that you need to find the best balance or trade-off between being specific, practical, and talking with quantified measures. But at the other side, you need to be ambitious. You need to present the potentials that your idea have, not only during the funding period or here in SMART4ALL, but also afterwards. Okay, so this is, let's say, the difficult part. Where do we put the balance so that we are convincing that what we are saying is doable, is feasible inside the period of 9 months, but it is ambitious enough to be on top of the other proposals. Impact is indeed the section, is the domain that we have identified most of the criticisms, and most of the criticisms that actually caused significant grades. It can be attributed to the fact that in many cases this section is done by engineers like me, and like me, in many times we are not very good in doing that. We are not very good in identifying the market in a distinct and quantified way, or depict and identify the possible customers, all the possible competitors, and also how this project is going to benefit all partners involved, not only economically, but also in other categories like creating business positions or improvement the process of the company, and so on. Some indicative KPIs have been reported by Florian in the previous presentation, so once again, treat these 2 presentations complementary. On the other hand, in many cases, we don't clearly identify the competition. I have seen a very nice comment somewhere written. If you don't see the competitions for your solution, probably there is no market for your solution. So there is certainly competition. You need to find it. You need to clearly identify it, and you need to clearly identify how you are going to disrupt this market. Are you going to create a new part of the market, or are you going to take a piece of the market from another competitor? How are you going to do that? Why should we believe you that you can do this? through this solution. These kind of questions can drive you to write a better proposal. Commercial strategy and scalability. As I said earlier, what are the benefits? Not only for the technology receivers, where most of the times it's not very clear what are the benefits, but all the partners involved. What is the future projection of your solution? As I said in my first presentation, we are interested in proposals that will be self-sustained after the end of the funding period. So you need to convince us that you are going to be active and alive, the proposal I mean, for many years after the end of this funding opportunity. Implementation and work plan. Once again, this is a section that we have seen some, let's say, easy mistakes. In many cases, we have identified that probably writers, since the proposals are relatively small in duration, only 9 months, they don't put the adequate focus and effort in writing this proposal. And they are doing some, let's say, naive mistakes or oversights. For example, PMs are not indicated. Even though you are going to get paid lump sum, yes, we know that, it is important to indicate the person months, because this is a way to convince us that you know how much effort is going to be required for each one of the tasks and activities inside your project. The relation between the partners. Why the profile of the specific consortium is the right profile to get the job done and get it in an optimal way. How are you going to collaborate? What are the complementary expertise, know-how that each partner brings onto the table that will make sure that it's going to be a success story? All these kind of things are small details that should be included. And of course, avoid logical errors. In many cases, we have seen an academic partner being assigned as work package leader and be dedicated one person month. This kind of allocation shows an unbalanced, let's say, work plan, and it is easy for the review to pick it up and to make a comment on that. Limited information on the partners, management and leadership qualities. As I said, why the profiles of this specific consortium is the right profile. Budget distribution. Also try not to offer a too unbalanced budget, and on the other hand, a budget distribution must be a balance also between effort and budget. Okay, in many cases we have seen that in the description, one partner is going to do a lot of work, but at the budget allocation, they are not assigned a logical amount of the budget. This is also something the reviewers are pointing out. I will not take any more of the time of this webinar. The last thing that I would like to note is that this presentation, as well the presentation from my colleague Florian, is available through our website alongside the guide for applicants. I think these are the three main, let's say, documents I would like to invite you to read and basically use them as